Chester, Pennsylvania. This is the 9th Annual USA Disabled Hockey Festival live on FastHockey.com. Coming up next, our first game on rink number 1. It's the Standing Amputee Championship game between the AAHA and the Buffalo Warriors. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the first of 2 broadcasts today. My name is Tom Wilms. These two teams have met before. They met earlier. It was on Thursday, a 6-0 win for Buffalo. But the AAHA looking to turn it around, trying to earn themselves a championship. And the goaltender matchup for the AAHA, number 1, Thomas Murphy. Between the pipes for Buffalo is number 33, Will Stewart. So it's the AAHA in the USA jerseys in white, the Buffalo Warriors in the Buffalo Sabre jerseys in the blue. And we are underway. It's trying to lift into the zone here. This is Tyler Charles. He gets cut off, and here comes Brian Hughes. Scored 2 yesterday against Minnesota in their 10-5 victory in the semifinals. Cleared around to the near side. Trying to keep in the zone here is Bill Kennedy. And it's going to be cleared all the way down, but no icing called. Coming back here, this is Brad Wells. Wells at the side of the net. Backhands further for Hughes once again. They're going to loft up ahead, trying to connect with Dave Levesque. They're taken over by Buffalo. Caniglio dumps further, but taken over now. This is Bill Kennedy once again. Give you the road to the championship game at the first whistle, at least for one of the teams. As Buffalo controls it here, this is Kevin Bridge. Comes near side from Michael Niemiec. Niemiec pass up ahead, looking for Paul Tipton. But it's cleared to center ice, and here comes the AHA. Could be a break, 2-on-2. Wrist shot comes in, stick save by the netminder Stewart after the wrister from Rick Kaminsky. Keeping it alive is San Giorgio. Now for Bader, back to the point. Wrist shot blocked down off a leg. And here comes Paul Tipton with some speed, ends up into the corner. Tipton looking out in front, goes back behind the cage, trying to wrap it out in front. He scores! Wraparound try by Paul Tipton. His second of the playoff round. 13:35 left to go in the first period, and it's 1-0 Buffalo. After the AAHA had some real nice pressure on. Basically the block off the leg of Tipton. As he'll move in once again. He's able to move around the cage and just wrap it home. Shot comes in, glove down, save, rebound, scores! Tapped home there by Fred Trunzo. His third of the playoff round. And just like that, with 13:25 left in the first, it's 2-0 Buffalo. First it was Tipton, now it's Trunzo. And Buffalo showing why they were the dominant team coming into this championship game. They started off on Thursday, a 6-0 win against the AAHA. As they move in, shot comes in, that's blocked wide, trying to slap her with San Giorgio. Then on Friday, for Buffalo, an 11-1 victory over Minnesota. Yesterday, a 11-2 win over the USA Warriors. And then in the semifinal round, another win over USA Warriors by a score of 12-1. Far side controlling, this is Dylan Bader. They got here and started off with a loss to this Buffalo team, 6-0. Then they beat USA by a score of 12-6, and then defeated Minnesota twice. During pool play, it was a 10-7 win, and then last night's semifinal, a 10-5 victory. Kept in by the USA, something in the near side corner. Brian Hughes gets the ball, shot comes in, blocked down in front. Dragging the leg there was the netminder Stewart. USA AHA rather putting on pressure, but it's intercepted by John Delaney and cleared to the near side. Pitching in here is Kaminsky. Kaminsky in the corner. Toe drag move to get back behind. Has to catch up with the puck. Tries to throw it in front, goes off a leg. And it's cleared to the near side. Pitching in Hughes. Hughes cuts across. He's got room with a shot save. Rebound swept away by the defense of Delaney. Good pressure here by the AHA. Sharp angle shot by Poberski is blocked, and it's cleared all the way down. And icing will be called against Buffalo. Good response here by the AHA. After giving up 2 quick goals, they've come back very strong. And I'll be honest with you, they've dominated this game. It was just 2 rushes for Buffalo and 2 goals. So see if the USA can get their first goal of this tournament against this Buffalo team. Again, losing 6-0 on Thursday in the first game of pool play. But Buffalo controls, trying to lift up ahead, kept alive. Here's Hughes. Hughes across with a shot off the post, still loose, and then trickles to the near side. Lifted out to center ice. Racing back here is Bill Kennedy. Kennedy, pass up ahead, tipped forward by Wells. He tried to connect with Poberski. Taking to the far side, Wells has it with a drive, and it's blocked down and covered by the netminder Stewart. Play stopped with 11:26 left to go in the first period. We saw that from Wells yesterday, a couple of absolute rockets against the Minnesota Warriors. Face-off is down. And I'll be honest with you, this is the second time I've seen Buffalo. It's the first time I've really seen the netminder really challenged. Stewart has made a couple of nice saves. Here's Poberski trying to move in. Ends up into the corner. Has a man out in front in the person of Wells, but he gets checked off before he can get it out in front. Steer on to the far side. Hughes keeps it alive, throws it towards the net, but it goes into the corner. Pinching in Levesque. Levesque, he'll cut across. Gets it across now. Kennedy with a one-time drive. Bouncing puck ends up in the corner. Here's side Hughes. Again, the AHA putting on pressure. Hughes with a shot, and he scores! Brian Hughes able to cut across and then lift it glove side with 10:53 left to go in the first. It's now 2-1 Buffalo. For Hughes, his third of the playoff round. Scoring twice yesterday against Minnesota. And by the way this game is going, this could be a very high-scoring affair, but it's a 2-1 lead for Buffalo. The lead has been cut in half. And lifted forward by Trunzo. And very early start. 8:30 here on the East Coast. As it goes off the leg of Brian McAleer. He couldn't quite keep things going. Buffalo trying to follow up. McAleer down. And it comes off of Wells. Wells, nice move to cut to the near side. But unable to get into the zone as Niemiec stopped him. Hops high in the air to the far side. Trying to chase down is Levesque. Levesque dumps in deep. He'll come off for the change. Racing in here is San Giorgio. San Giorgio throws out in front, but it goes off the skate of Muff. And cleared the line, but kept alive. Here's Wells. Throws it across. We got a shot on, but now over for Wells, but couldn't quite grab it. As another nice stick check by Buffalo. Spin to keep in the zone by Kennedy. Throws it towards the cage. It's a back behind for San Giorgio. San Giorgio trying to cut out in front himself. Takes the shot, and that goes wide as he tried to wrap it through. And great pressure here by the AHA. But as I say, that Buffalo can move out a potential 3-on-2. Here comes Russell Muff into the zone. Muff trying to do it himself. Cuts across. Muff takes the shot, and it goes into the corner. Good defensive play by Dylan Bader. This is Todd Pasick. He scored twice yesterday against Minnesota. Comes near side for Kennedy, the captain of this AHA club. The American Amputee Hockey Association team wearing the new school USA hockey jerseys. It's cleared down. No icing called. Buffalo controls. Hops over a couple sticks. Trying to come out in front is Kaminsky. But it's knifed away from him, and here comes Gaz. Pass up ahead. Unable to receive it on the backhand was Rain Butterworth. And it's banked up ahead. Kept alive, though, by Hamilton. Lofts into the corner. And here is Kaminsky. Under pressure from Butterworth. Still battling in the corner. Butterworth comes out, throws out in front, but it's blocked away by Poberski. And cleared the line out to center ice. 2-on-1 here for the AHA. Here's Pasick. Pasick overskates a bit. Tries to throw it across. Connects, but unable to handle it was Hughes. And Buffalo able to escape to center ice. Butterworth trying to come in on a break. He gets knifed off by Kaminsky. Under 9 minutes to go in the first period. Already had some pretty good action here. 2-1 lead for the Buffalo Warriors. Wearing the Buffalo Sabres jerseys. As it comes out for Butterworth. Moving in 3-on-2. Butterworth with a shot. Blocker save. Rebound. That gets swept away by the defenseman Bader. Clear to the far side. Intercepted. Now 2-on-2. Come the AHA. This is Hughes. Hughes almost had it knifed away. Turns and fires it towards the cage. Deflection and a kick save. Went off the defenseman. And flashing out the right pad was the netminder Stewart. Back to center ice. Controlled here by Rick Kaminsky. Kaminsky settles it, and he'll dump it in deep. Battles back behind the cage. Caniglio trying to grab it. He collides there with Dave Levesque. Still battling back behind it. That comes out in front. Turnaround try. Off the post once again, this time by Poberski. Cleared up ahead, and here comes Buffalo with some speed. This is Dan Sank. Sank tries to cut it across out in front. Blocked down as it's knocked away by Kaminsky. Kaminsky grabs it. Protects the puck with the body. Tries to bank it up behind the cage and catches up with it himself. Good defensive play there on the clear. Pass up ahead, too strong for Pasick. That's going to go all the way down, and icing will be waved off. As coming back here is Peter Huser. Huser off the stick of Sank, and controlled now by Levesque. 2-1 lead for Buffalo. As a pass up now for San Giorgio. Skies it into the zone. Looks like he got under that a little bit. Cleared away to the near side by Huser. Controlling now is Sank. Sank looks up. Throws it up ahead, but it went off the pad of Wells. Wells will move in. Wells will fire, but it goes just wide. Back now for McAleer. Couldn't quite corral it. Comes back now, trying to grab it here is Dave Levesque. Thrown far side for Wells. Wells gets hooked up a bit. Penalty coming up as Wells cuts across. He fires, blocked away. Rebound swept away and touched up by Buffalo. And a hooking call coming against the Warriors. And the AHA will go on the power play for the first time in this game and first time in the playoff round. They did not have the man advantage at all yesterday against Minnesota. So heading to the box here for Buffalo is number 19, Kevin Bridge. So a chance here for the AHA to tie this game up on the man advantage. In to take the draw is Josh Paberski. One into the corner, slammed around to the point. Trying to kick it alive there is Levesque. Cuts across, trying to come through with Hughes off his stick. It's in the skates of Paberski. He lost it near side for Levesque. Levesque topped the circle with a shot. Through traffic with a stop in front by Stewart, the netminder. In the corner, Hughes. Hughes takes the shot, blocked down. Hughes trying to get it right back. Comes out to the line, kept alive by Levesque. He turns and fires. Deflection just wide by Wells. Great action here from Iceland Arena. As now this is Brian Hughes once again. AHA on the power play. Cuts near side for Levesque. Levesque back to the point. Kennedy. Kennedy with a blast and a blocker save. Rebound. Had a little trouble with that rebound, but it hopped up in the air, and Muff will skate the other way. Possible 2-on-1 shorthanded. Here comes Muff into the zone. Turns into a break. Takes a shot. Stop. Save. Rebound. Another stop by the netminder Murphy. And he holds on, stopping play with 6:10 left to go in the first period. 1:11 remaining here in the power play for the AHA. Face off to the right of Thomas Murphy. We noticed he's not the most mobile of netminders, but he's very good on his angles. And that time you saw him do a very good job on the rebound, just smothering it up. Here's Dylan Bader. 1:03 left to go in the AHA power play now for Kennedy. Bill Kennedy scored yesterday. He'll move in now. Kennedy tried to drop it off, but back to the point for San Giorgio. San Giorgio tries a shot. Trying to go through the legs of Butterworth, who knocked it down. It could be another break here, shorthanded. Here is Nick Butterworth coming in 2-on-2. Butterworth with a shot that goes just wide. Far side, Trunzo, one of the goal scorers for Buffalo in this game. Gets it now for Butterworth. Trying to cut out in front. He scores! Nick Butterworth with a low wrist shot, a shorthanded goal. His first goal of the playoff round. And with 5:33 left to go in the first period, it's now 3-1 Buffalo. Again, with the AHA putting on all sorts of pressure, not only even strength, but during that power play. But they put so much pressure on that they were susceptible to the shorthanded opportunity. And a couple shorthanded opportunities came on the rush. And that time it was converted. So a shorthanded goal. 18 seconds to go on the AHA power play. Cleared around to the near side. Kept alive here. Brad Wells. Wells with a drive. Save. Rebound. Trickles just past the post. Reaching out to cover is Stewart. And play is stopped with 9 seconds left to go in the AHA power play. This is the first of two broadcasts today, by the way. Coming up next is the USA Hockey Sled National Championship game between the St. Louis Blues and the San Antonio Rampage. That's coming up at approximately 10:15, as that's cleared all the way down. And that will do it for the AHA power play. They're 0 for 1. They gave up a shorty. We'll see how they respond. It's coming over the line here. This is Brian Hughes. Hughes already has a goal in this game for the AHA. Into the corner, thrown out in front, deflected. Score! Deflected home by Todd Pasick. Just got it underneath the pad of the netminder Stewart. His third goal of this playoff round. And with 4:43 left to go in the first, it's 3-2 Buffalo. And if you wanted a high-scoring game, you certainly have it so far. Just under 5 minutes left to go in the first, and 5 goals have already been scored. So a 3-2 lead for Buffalo. As controlled now by John Delaney. Delaney pops it ahead here for Bridge. Bridge cuts across, takes the shot, stick save, but it's offsides. So play is stopped with 4:34 left to go in the first period. And the AHA coming into this game 3-1 so far. The only loss coming to Buffalo. And Buffalo undefeated. And they really haven't been tested in their 4 games. But so far, they're being matched punch for punch, essentially. Moving here is Bader. Bader with a shot. Score! Great move in by Bader and just roofed it past the netminder for Bader. That is his second of the playoff round. And with 4:27 left to go in the first, we're tied at 3. Game resembling more of an indoor lacrosse game than an ice hockey game. But if that's how the AHA needs to stay in this game with intense offense, it's working for him. As cutting across with a shot, kick save, rebound is swept away. Good opportunity there by Hughes, looking for his second of the game. But here comes Tipton. Tipton will move in. Tipton with a shot himself, stick save by Murphy. 4:05 left to go in the first period. Tied at 3, trying to cut out in front. There was Muff. Turnaround try, blocked away. That's something that the AHA may need to do is help out their netminder with either rebounds or just blocking shots. As Buffalo will dump right back in the AHA zone. Kaminsky banks up ahead. Caught on a change a bit here, so it comes near side for Tipton. Tipton being harassed from behind by Wells. Had a stick lifted. Throws it across the penalty box. Correction, the bench for Buffalo is looking for a penalty. That's not coming. Race for the puck. That will not go for icing. Coming back here is Butterworth. Clear to the far side down for Caniglio. And a pass forward. And here comes Butterworth. Rain Butterworth across down for Muff. Muff coming in 2-on-2. Turns to a 2-on-1. Lofts out in front, but it's knocked away. Good defensive play by Levesque. Taken over here is Bill Kennedy. Thrown across off the backhand of Poberski, who catches up. Poberski dumps it to the near side. It'll go all the way down, and that will go for icing against the AAHA. 3:06 left to go in the first period. We're tied at 3. It's 1 goal each for Brian Hughes, Todd Pasick, and Dylan Bader for the AHA. 1 goal each for Fred Trunzo, Nick Butterworth, and Paul Tipton for the Buffalo Warriors. Faceoff is down, tapped up ahead into the corner. Taking over here is Brian Hughes. Skies it up ahead. Taps forward, and it could be a 2-on-1 here for the AHA. Moving in is San Giorgio. San Giorgio cuts across, looking to pass it over, but reaching on back to grab it was Butterworth. And now Buffalo can try to move out. Coming back, though, here is Levesque. Under pressure from Bob O'Donnell. Levesque clears around near side for San Giorgio. San Giorgio for Poberski. Drops for San Giorgio, back to Poberski. Into the zone, 2-on-2. Tries the wrist shot, blocker save, rebound ends up in the corner. Tried another backhander with Poberski. Didn't get all of it as it goes into the corner for Pasick. Pasick surrounded, gets back to the point. Wrist shot, dumped into the corner by Hughes. Chasing near side, trying to back in further was Butterworth. It's intercepted, thrown across, swing and a miss by San Giorgio. Catches up, then a backhand try goes wide. Into the corner. Sharp angle try by Poberski is blocked away. He battles back behind the cage, trying to loft it out in front and does, but it's knocked wide by San Giorgio. And then cleared away by Buffalo. Kept in by Hughes. Hughes moves in. Cuts across, backhand tries, blocked into the corner off the stick of Rain Butterworth. Good pressure once again by the AHA. Back behind here is Poberski. Under pressure from Huser. Tries the backhand out in front, bouncing puck, and it goes over the line and in! It went off of Pasick and in the goal. Pasick his second of the game, 4th of the playoff round. And with 1:48 left to go in the first, it's a 4-3 lead for the AHA. Just a bit of a fluke play back behind the goal. It bounced off of Pasick, may have gone off a defenseman as well, but it trickled ever so slowly over the line. And it gives the AHA a 4-3 advantage. And going into this game, you wouldn't think it would be this kind of game, as Buffalo has stymied everybody they've played, including this AHA team, in the first round of pool play. And before this game, Buffalo had only let up 4 goals in 4 games. But now they've given up 4 goals in just the first, not even 15 minutes of play. Controlling here, this is Dan Sank, who lost into the near side. Chasing over is Levesque. Banks up ahead and out to center ice, where it's controlled by Joe Gaz. Gaz on the near side for Charles. Backhands up ahead off the body. Levesque takes it back. Dumped up ahead, kept in the zone though by Charles. Out to the point, but here is Wells coming out 2-on-2. Wells moves in. Wells cuts across, takes a shot, and it goes high. Wells trying to chase down the far side boards, gets pushed down, knocked down hard by Tyler Charles. Puck ends up underneath them both. Play is stopped with 1 minute, 1 second remaining here in the first period. Again, a 4-3 lead for the AHA. We talked about this yesterday for the St. Louis Blues of the sled hockey division about how they have a short bench of only 2 players. Well, the AHA basically has 1 line in reserve. It does look like Buffalo has 2 lines in reserve, so we'll see if fatigue and conditioning become a factor in this game. So far, it's pedal to the metal here for the AHA, scoring 4 goals and taking a 4-3 lead. 50 seconds left to go in the first period. Backhanded across the near side. Levesque moves into the half boards. Levesque into the corner. Cuts across. Levesque trying to get a shot on and does save. Rebound. And it's chopped into the corner as Wells had a chance in front. Levesque on the far side. Controlled though by Buffalo. Buffalo to the near side. Could be a 2-on-0 break. Here comes Tipton into the zone with a shot. Scores! Paul Tipton, his second of the game, third of the playoff round. 27 seconds left to go in the first, and we're tied at 4. This AAHA team so far looking like the LA Kings of the late 80s, early 90s. In order to win, you got to score a bunch. And that's so far so good. Like the LA Kings back in those days with Gretzky, they were winning games 8-7. They would never get caught in a 2-1 game. And same rings true here as they put on a lot of pressure on the Buffalo netminder, but they also get caught in odd man rushes. A backhand try, scores! Coming into the zone was Trunzo. 2 quick goals once again for Buffalo. For Trunzo, it's his second of the game, his 4th of the playoff. And with 17.3 seconds left to go in the first, it's 5-4 Buffalo. So 9 goals scored in this first period. With the lead now going back and forth. But Buffalo now on top 5-4. 15 seconds left. Here's Caniglio. Tries to loft up ahead. Goes off of Poberski. He'll dump into the Buffalo zone. 10 seconds left. This is Caniglio. Lost control. Coming over here is Poberski. Forced into the corner. 5 seconds left. Poberski tries to cut out in front. Poberski circles. 1 second. Has to get a shot on. Thrown across. It's blocked down in front. But that does end a very exciting first period going back and forth. Again, a 5-4 lead for the Buffalo Warriors. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in just a minute with the second period. You're watching the 2013 USA Disabled Hockey Festival. It's the Standing Amputee Championship game on FastHockey.com. I get to practice my goal call. Well, I know that Welcome back, everybody. Once again, live from the Iceline Arena in Westchester, Pennsylvania. About to enter the second period. And if it's anything like the first, we're going to have some all-star game type scores by the end of this game. It's a 5-4 lead for the Buffalo Warriors. We switch sides with no carryover penalties and power plays. Buffalo going left to right in the blue. Coming back in the white here is Rick Kaminsky. Back behind the cage. Dumps it to the near side for Brian Hughes. Hughes with a pass forward for Pasick, who's got 2 in the game already. Pasick tries to move in. It's not lofted right back to the line, out to center ice. Slapped in by Poberski. And rattles around the far side. Kaminsky pitches in. Kaminsky with it. Comes out in front. Backhand try. Blocked in front. And ends up in the corner. Michael Niemiec turns and fires up ahead. Too strong for Bob O'Donnell. That's going to go all the way down for the icing call against Buffalo. 14:21 left to go in the second period. So far, here are your goal scorers. For Buffalo, 2 each for Fred Trunzo and Paul Tipton, and 1 for Nick Butterworth. for the AHA. 2 for Todd Pasick, 1 each for Brian Hughes and Dylan Bader. Faceoff is down, 1 back to the point. Slap shot comes in, that's blocked down. And now Buffalo can break the other way. It's a breakaway moving in. Here is Tyler Charles. Charles comes in, cuts across, lost control of it as he tried to deke across to his forehand. And no shot registered. Tapped up ahead now for Charles. Charles backhands out in front looking for Bridge. Tries a shot, stick save there by Murphy. In the corner, thrown across. Comes all the way back to the point here for Delaney. Delaney turns, he fires, goes off the leg and up to center ice. Racing back here is Joe Gaz for the Buffalo Warriors. Gaz banks it up ahead. Bouncing puck kept in the zone only temporarily as it goes off the leg of Tipton. But controlled by the AHA. Here's Hughes. Bounces it near side for San Giorgio. San Giorgio dumps back behind the cage. On the forecheck is Pasick. Pasick dumps to the near side corner. Getting there first, though, is Kevin Bridge. Bridge turns. He'll bank it up ahead to the far side off the stick of Tipton. He'll try to move in, but cut off by Levesque. Levesque moves in for the AHA. Cuts across with a wrist shot. Kick save. Rebound is controlled by Buffalo. Dumped up ahead. Intercepted by Levesque. Levesque cuts across. He tries a shot, and that goes wide. Good job by Delaney to step up and force him into that odd positions. Here comes Buffalo. Onside 2-on-2. Shot comes in. Scores! Keeping it low there was Paul Tipton as he gets the hat trick. 3rd of the game, 4th of the playoff, and with 12:57 left to go here in the second period, it's now 6-4 Buffalo. Faceoff is down, controlled by Buffalo. Moving right back in here is Muff. 2-on-2, cuts around Levesque. Muff moves in. Muff gets it out in front with a shot. On his knee, blocking it was Murphy. Wheel around to the near side, kept in by Nick Butterworth. Thrown out in front, hops over the stick of Muff. Chasing back is Hughes. Circles in front of his own cage and finds some room. Comes to the near side, this is Hughes. Hughes gets pushed off there. Kennedy cuts across. Kennedy has to reach out to keep control. Turns in, fires. Save, rebound, swept away. And lifted to the line and out to center ice. Levesque has it, dumps back now for Kennedy. Kennedy cuts near side, off the leg of Bader, and controlled by Buffalo. Banked forward by Butterworth, cutting across, trying to grab it. Here's Muff. Going down on top of the puck was Wells and cleared to center ice. Here's Brian Hughes, throws it across onto the stick of Dylan Bader. Bader moves in 1-on-1 with a shot that goes just wide. He's proved earlier that he has an absolute rocket of a wrist shot. And Buffalo will try to move out. Here is Russell Muff. He gets cut off. Gets it across, though, for Caniglio. Caniglio into the zone. Turns to a low 2-on-1. Gets it back. Caniglio with a shot blocked down. Loose out in front, but skated away by Trunzo. Here is Trunzo. Pass up ahead now. Trying to move in. This is San Giorgio. But it's knocked off of him. And it's up to the far side. Penalty coming up. It's going to be against the AHA. Here comes Caniglio. 3-on-2. Tries a shot blocked down into the corner. And we touched up by the AHA, and Buffalo will go on their first power play of the game. A roughing call coming. And going to the box for the AHA is Dan San Giorgio. Buffalo yesterday against the USA Warriors ended up going 2 for 2 on the power play. This is their first opportunity in this game. Rain Butterworth to take the draw for Buffalo. Josh Paversky for the AHA. Back to the point, Niemiec with a wrist shot, save, rebound, scores! Right onto the stick of Rain Butterworth. His first of the playoff. And with 11:15 left to go in the second, it's now 7-4 Buffalo. Buffalo now a perfect 3 for 3 on the power play during this playoff round. And they have now taken the biggest lead of this game for either club, a 3-goal advantage. But as we've seen so far in this game, teams can make a run. Very lacrosse-esque game here. As here comes the AHA on the far side. This is San Giorgio. Fresh out of the box. Comes back behind the cage. Doing on there is John Delaney. 11 minutes left to go in the second period. A 7-4 lead for Buffalo. They're looking for more. Here comes a 3-on-2. Into the zone here. This is Charles. Charles drops it off. All the way across now for Bridge. Bridge with a shot, and that goes wide. That's near side now for Delaney. Back behind the cage, but it's controlled by Kennedy. Kennedy up for Levesque. Levesque has plenty of options. Passes forward for San Giorgio. San Giorgio across, trying to get it on goal with Poberski. Now San Giorgio gets it back. Comes back behind for Poberski. One hands it back to the point, kept alive. Thrown towards the cage, but it goes out of play. They're saying it was not deflected. So play is stopped with 10:28 left to go in the second period. And now they're saying it has been deflected, so faceoff will stay inside the zone. A 7-4 lead for Buffalo. As we come to you from the Iceland Arena in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Good morning to everybody out there and watching on Fast Hockey. Hope everyone is enjoying the broadcast thus far as Buffalo controls and lifted out to center ice. Tap to the far side for Tipton. Tipton moves in 3-on-2. Across now for Muff. Muff comes in with a shot and he scores! Russell Muff just roofed it over the glove of the netminder Murphy. His second of the playoff round, and with 10:17 left to go in the second, it's now 8-4 in favor of Buffalo. And they are just pulling away. Now it is a 5-goal run. At one point it was 4-3 in favor of the AHA, but now 5 straight goals for Buffalo gives them the 8-4 advantage. Thrown out in front there by the AHA, steered away by the netminder, almost given away to Bill Kennedy, and it's cleared to center ice. Lofted up ahead off a couple of legs into the AHA zone, and here's Hughes wearing number 2. Banked out to the line, unable to keep here was Nick Butterworth. Dumps into the zone, but it's offsides, and skating through here is Hughes. Hughes throws across, tip forward by Wells, who couldn't quite control. Comes all the way back into the AHA zone and controlled by Kaminsky. Rick Kaminsky trying to avoid the forecheck. Goes off a stick. Thrown across. Shot comes in. Scores! Hamilton on the intercept. Throws it across for Trunzo for his 3rd of the game. 5th of the playoff round. And with 9:28 left to go in the second period, it's now 9-4 Buffalo. An absolute explosion of offense by the Buffalo Warriors, scoring the last 6 goals in this game. And fans, we're not even halfway through this game just yet. Faceoff is down, comes to the near side. Here is Wells. Wells tries to power it up ahead. It's intercepted, trying to break in. Here is O'Donnell. O'Donnell coming in 1-on-2. O'Donnell with a shot, that goes wide. O'Donnell tries to chase down. Had his stick lifted by McAleer. Comes back behind the cage. And this is Levesque. Levesque for Wells. Back for Levesque. Dumps near side for Bader. Bader turns to the forehand. Has some room. Coming up 2-on-2. Bader and Poberski. Tries to loft up ahead for Poberski. So too strong for him. Coming back here is Huser. Huser spins around a check. And controlled by Buffalo. Under 9 minutes to go in the second period. Pass up ahead. Unable to corral it was O'Donnell. Goes off his skate. And it's controlled to the far side. Could be a 2-on-1 if they hurry, but it's going to be intercepted by Levesque. Levesque taps it forward. Knocked off of him, but Wells follows up. Wells up now for Bader. Bader dumps into the zone. Sticked away by the netminder Will Stewart and cleared up. Trying to loft it up ahead here was Charles. Controlled now by Wells. Wells moving 2-on-2. Wells with some space. Drops it off for Bader. Bader with a wrist shot save. Rebound! Oh, what a stop there in front. As Wells able to corral it. But Stewart stopped him from stuffing it home. 8:19 left to go in the second period. Still 9-4 Buffalo. Again, the last time these two teams met was on Thursday. A completely different game, a 6-0 win for the AHA. Again, the scoreline, at least the separation between the two teams is similar, but both teams getting tons of opportunities as the icing called against Buffalo. 8 minutes, 11 seconds left to go in the second period. Just a reminder, coming up next after this game, it's the Sled Hockey National Championship game between the St. Louis Blues and the San Antonio Rampage. St. Louis coming away with a big overtime victory yesterday in the semifinal, while San Antonio taking care of the Flyers in relatively easy fashion, 3-0. So they move into the zone here. This is Dylan Bader who cuts across. Drops it off now for Hughes. Hughes tries a shot. It's blocked down. Bader into the corner. It's a 2-on-2 scrum. Trying to come out with it. Skating through with control is John Delaney. Delaney up the far side. Pinching in Levesque. Levesque cuts his way into the corner. Gets cut off a bit. Bridge comes up with it for Buffalo and passes dangerously out in front and all the way down. And that will go for icing once again against Buffalo. Things have kind of slowed down the last couple minutes. And that may be exactly what the AAHA needs. Okay, they've given up the last 6 goals in this game. At one point, it was a 4-3 lead. Now a 9-4 deficit. Face off will be to the right of the netminder for Buffalo. Will Stewart goes back behind the cage. Trying to cut out in front here. San Giorgio goes off a stick, and here comes Buffalo the other way. Trying to decide who wants the puck more. Is moving in here. This is Nick Butterworth. Butterworth with a shot. That's blocked down. Butterworth tries to throw out in front and does, but it's steered away by Wells. Dumped back behind the cage. Here's Tipton. Looks out in front. Trying to get a shot on there was Trunzo. But here comes the AHA the other way. But a good job reaching across by Butterworth. That was Nick Butterworth this time. Controlled now by Muff. Muff cuts to the outside. Lofts into the corner. He'll chase down himself. Muff is there, has a couple of players out in front, throws it all the way across. Shot comes in, blocked out in front after the wrister from Rain Butterworth. He throws out in front again, but Wells lofts it forward for Paversky. Goes off a stick, kept in the zone now by Trunzo. Trunzo dumps into the corner. Chasing down here is Rain Butterworth. Butterworth throws out in front, skated away though by Wells. Wells dumps off the boards and after center ice, controlled by San Giorgio, 3-on-2. San Giorgio will move in. San Giorgio leaves it aside, looking for Paversky. And it's dumped into the near side half boards. 6 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the second period. Long pass ahead off of Wells, chopped forward by Rain Butterworth. Comes back into the far side corner, Todd Pasick. 2 goals in this game, 4 in the playoff round thus far for the AHA. Now Wells will control on the near side. Wells off the glass, out to the line, hops over the stick of Huser. Coming over to help out is Bob O'Donnell. Brian Hamilton tries to dump up ahead. He gets cut off by Pasick. O'Donnell comes to help out. They all go down. And coming over is Bill Kennedy. Kennedy cuts down for Pasick. Now back to Kennedy, trying to avoid the forecheck of Brian Hamilton. To the far side, controlled by Kaminsky. Kaminsky dumps up ahead. Trying to dump in now is Hughes. Hughes able to move it himself. Takes the shot, save, rebound, covered up. Good wrist shot there by Bader, not Hughes. Either way, it's a cover-up by the netminder Stewart, and play is stopped with 5:37 left to go in the second period. It remains a 9-4 Buffalo Warrior lead. Helped along by 2 hat-tricks, 1 each for Fred Trunzo and Paul Tipton. Face-off is down, 1 back to the point. Trying to sneak in was Kennedy, but tipped off the stick by Sank. Sank comes over to help out, trickles it up to the line. Kept in the zone, dumped in deep. And back here is Joe Goss for Buffalo. Goes up the middle this time and out to center ice. Tapped forward. Could be a race for the puck. Trying to move in is Charles on a break. Being harassed from behind. Charles still gets it back in. Try save. Rebound trying to tuck it home. But it's on the back of the net. Goaltender is down. They cut out in front. Shot comes in. Oh, blocked out in front and then handballed into the corner by Pasick. And he'll clear around the boards to the point. Delaney with it. Turns and he fires. That goes wide. Comes back to the point once again. As Buffalo putting on the pressure, looking for number 10. Moving in is Goss. Wrist shot deflected wide. Back behind the cage is Sank. Sank looking for a pass out in front. Intercepted by the AHA. And comes to the near side. Chasing back though is Bridge. Bridge turns and tries to fire. He fanned on it. Still has control. Hands it over now for Delaney. Delaney with a shot that's blocked away. Dumped into the corner by Kennedy after the initial block by McAleer. Kennedy turns and throws it to the line. Unable to knife it down at the line was Caniglio. Comes to the near side. Here's Pasick. Pasick moving in. Possible 2-on-2. Pass up ahead. Hops over the stick of Bader. Cleared up ahead. Now a 3-on-2 opportunity for Buffalo. Moving into the zone. Here is Muff. Muff. It goes between the legs of Trunzo. Trunzo tries to reach out. Ends up in the corner, but knocked off here by Kennedy. 4 minutes, 5 seconds left to go in the second. Pass up ahead. Controlled now by Paversky. Paversky tries to backhand across for Hughes. Thrown out in front. But skating through with control is Russell Muff. Lifted all the way down by Buffalo. No icing will be called. On the forecheck is Caniglio. Caniglio Comes out in front. Caniglio shoots, and he scores! Nick Caniglio on the wraparound try. Unable to stop it was Thomas Murphy. 3:44 left to go in the second period. It's now 10-4 Buffalo. Face-off is down and controlled by the AHA, trying to find their way back in this game to give up the last 7 goals. Shot comes in off the glove of the netminder Stewart after the wrister from Hughes. Cleared out to the line, out to center ice. Possible 2-on-1 here for Buffalo. Now a 3-on-1. Into the zone, here is Muff. Muff cuts across. Muff comes in, throws it across, but unable to knock it home, was tipped in. Tried that elevated pass, but it didn't quite work. Pass forward looking for San Giorgio. He'll move in 2-on-1. San Giorgio knocked off, though, by Niemiec. Good back check, though, by Paul Tipton. Cleared all the way down by Buffalo. And it's not going to make it for icing, so coming back here is Dave Levesque. 3 minutes, 3 seconds left to go in the second period. A 10-4 lead for Buffalo. Tapped forward by Hughes. Controlled now by Huser. All for Brian Hamilton. 3-on-2. Hamilton moves in. Knifed off a stick by Levesque. Followed up by Paversky. Paversky to the far side for Levesque. Into the zone. 3-on-3. Drops it off now for Paversky. Paversky with a shot. Glove save and a beauty there by Stewart. He'll hold on. Stopping play with 2:42 left to go in the second. And it is a 10-4 lead for the Buffalo Warriors. Face-off is down, controlled by AHA. Thrown towards the net. Covered up by Stewart and play stopped once again. 2:38 left to go in the second period. Face off to the left of Stewart. Trickles towards the corner, cleared off the glass, kept alive, trying to cut out in front here. San Giorgio thrown out in front, goes just wide on the one-timer by Kaminsky. It's Paversky, sharp angle try, goes back behind the cage. Paversky trying to throw it in front for Kaminsky. Goes to the far side. O'Donnell is there, and he'll clear it all the way down for Buffalo. And that will go for icing. 2 minutes, 13 seconds left to go in the second period. A very high-scoring game. 14 goals thus far, 10-4 lead for the Buffalo Warriors. Face-off is down. There's one back, but streaking on through here, Buffalo. It was Tyler Charles trying to move in. Charles stops, he'll turn and fires it back behind the cage. Coming back here is Levesque. Levesque spins to his forehand and dumps back behind for Kennedy. Kennedy throws it dangerously out in front. Bouncing puck ends up in center ice. As we're under 2 minutes to go in the second, coming back here is John Delaney. Delaney with a pass up ahead, too strong for Sank. Cleared across off a leg. Sank trying to chase it down, coming back as Wells to backhand to center ice. Tip pass now for Pasick. Couldn't quite corral it. Now coming in here is Tyler Charles, 2-on-2. Charles tries to throw it across through Wells, goes off his leg. Bouncy puck, shot comes in, it's blocked away, hops high in the air, and out of play. Play stopped with 1:27 left to go in the second period. Face off deep in the AAHA zone. Yes, it would be easier to say USA, but they are listed as the American Amputee Hockey Association. So we'll use that designation as a possible 2-on-1 here for the AHA. Moving in here is Pasick. Pasick moves into the zone. Pasick gets cut off a bit by Nick Butterworth, and Butterworth will come up with the puck. Banked out to the line, kept alive by Levesque. Cuts across now for Wells. Taken over by Buffalo and lifted to center ice. Controlled now by Kennedy. Bill Kennedy off the dasher and into the Buffalo zone. Is away from the play. A couple of players collide. Here comes Muff into the zone. Dumps far side for Tipton. 3-on-2. Tipton throwing out front looking for Muff, but he couldn't quite grab it. Muff into the corner. 45 seconds left to go in the period. Back behind, thrown out in front. It's steered to the near side for Wells. Wells pass up ahead is intercepted as Levesque released. Moving right back in here is Butterworth. Nick Butterworth into the corner. Tries a sharp angle, goes at the side of the net, wrap around try, and he scores! For Nick Butterworth, that is his second of the game, second of the playoff round. And with 29.6 seconds left to go in the second, it's now 11-4 in favor of Buffalo. Faceoff is down and one back by the AHA. Here's Poberski. Pass up ahead now for Bader. Bader into his own 3-on-3. Bader comes in with a wrist shot. And it's blocked away. Tries the backhander. It's fanned out. Thrown across. And it's swept away by a diving Will Stewart. And here comes Buffalo the other way with a possible 2-on-1. Into the zone here, Hamilton. Hamilton cuts wide. Hamilton pass out in front. Blocked towards the cage. It's in a snow pile on the side of the net. Still digging at it. But then covered up and cleared away by Bader. And up to center ice it comes. And that will do it for the second period. So after two, it's 11-4 Buffalo. We'll be back with the third period in just a couple minutes. You're watching the 2013 USA Disabled Hockey Festival live on FastHockey.com. This is the Standing Amputee Championship game. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, live from the Ice and Line Arena in Westchester, Pennsylvania. About to enter the third period of the USA Disabled Hockey Festival Standing Amputee Championship game between Buffalo and the AHA, with the Buffalo Warriors carrying an 11-4 lead. We'll update the goal scorers for everybody in just a minute as Buffalo does control. This is Kevin Bridge. Bridge on the far side, moving it now 2-on-2. Bridge moves in, slap shot off the outside of the post. And it's cleared to center ice, and here comes the AHA. Pass ahead by McAleer. Connects with Bader. Bader gets spun around a bit. Good defensive play by Kevin Bridge. Comes out in front. Shot comes in. It goes over the cage as Hughes came out in front. Tried to loft it home, but it was deflected. Trying to come out in front again. This is McAleer, but skated away by Delaney and cleared all the way down. And that will go for icing. So here are your goal scorers thus far. For Buffalo, 3 each for Fred Trunzo and Paul Tipton. 2 for Nick Butterworth. And then 1 each for Nick Coniglio, Russell Muff, and Rain Butterworth. For the AHA, 2 goals for Todd Pasick, 1 each for Brian Hughes and Dylan Bader. It is a 6-goal run for Buffalo. At one point, it was a 4-3 lead for the AHA, but again, 6 goals straight. And now a 2-on-1 here for Buffalo as they look to add to their advantage. Here's Muff moving in. Muff throws across, and it's tipped high and off the top of the glass. Thought it went out of play as Trunzo looked for his 4th of the game. Instead, the AHA will move up ahead, knifed off, as Hughes tried to move out, and this is Bill Kennedy trying to avoid the forecheck of Nick Coniglio. Kennedy with it. Basically in his way was his own player, Pasick, and it's dumped all the way down. And it does look like they're going to call icing on that play. It was very close. But they also may be calling offsides, and I think that is actually the call. Play stopped with 13:35 to go in the third period. Thanks so much for joining us here from suburban Philadelphia. Tom Willems here with the call for not only this game, but the sled championship game coming up next between St. Louis and San Antonio. Moving in, here's Levesque, thrown out in front, takes the shot, and he scores! Great pass in front for Dan San Giorgio. His second of this playoff round. And with 13:26 left to go in the third, it's now 11-5. So the run has been stopped as Buffalo did score at one point. They were down by a score of 4-3. They scored 8 straight to make it 11. Now it's an 11-5 lead. Moving in 3-on-2. Cuts wide. Here's Paberski. Paberski with a shot off the glove of the netminder Stewart. Trickles out to center ice, and here comes Rain Butterworth. Butterworth trying to move in. Cut off by Levesque. Left aside. Moving in here is Hamilton. Hamilton comes in with a shot. Saved by the netminder Murphy, and he holds on, stopping play. With 12:53 left to go in the third period. Again, an 11-5 lead for the Buffalo Warriors. Again, they only have it up 9-5. I don't know if they have a rule or something that they can't put up more than 9 goals. That is their decision. But it is actually an 11-5 lead for the Buffalo Warriors. Controlled now by Michael Niemiec. Banked up ahead, bouncing puck. Swept away and controlled by Levesque. Levesque off the leg of Kaminsky. Taken over now by Huser. Huser pass ahead, taken by Wells. Wells across now for Murphy. Murphy moves in, top of the circle. Turns and fires, blocked out in front. Wells trying to dig at it. But controlled by Buffalo. Kevin Bridge will lift out to center ice. Coming back here is Levesque. To the near side, backhanded now for Wells. Wells cuts at the blue line. Across down for Kaminsky. Kaminsky tries a shot and a stick save by the netminder Stewart. Throwing that in front again. Ends up into the corner. Peter Huser turns and fires it all the way down on goal, so it's steered away by Murphy. Under 12 minutes to go here in the third period, an 11-5 lead for the Buffalo Warriors. Across down, nice pass for Hughes as he moves in. Hughes trying to throw out in front, goes off a leg and back behind the cage. Steered around now by Delaney. Kept alive by Wells, does back to the point, nobody there. And here comes a 2-on-1 for Buffalo. This is Trunzo. Trunzo moves in with a shot. It's blocked down as Levesque got in the way of that. Trying to throw out in front. That was blocked by Levesque as well. Still battling. Comes all the way back. I thought it was going to go back to the point, but it was blocked away. And here comes the AHA. This is Levesque. Pass forward. Into the zone now. This is Hughes. Hughes cuts. He takes a shot off the glove. Save. Rebound off the side of the net by Levesque. Good opportunity there for the AHA. It turns into a 2-on-2 break here for Buffalo. Moving in is Russell Muff. Muff turns into a 3-on-2. Muff throws it across. Swing and a miss there by Trunzo. Only got a piece of it. Tipped it in the corner. Dumped back behind. Trying to throw it in front for Trunzo once again. And here comes the AHA. This is Pasick on the near side by himself. Coming in basically 2-on-4. Dropped off too far in front of Bader. Still ends up out in front as it's swept away by Trunzo. Bader comes up with it. Bader has it at the point. Bader with plenty of room. With a wrist shot, deflection, and a stick save by the goaltender Stewart. In the corner, Paberski. Trying to cut out in front, goes back behind the cage. Paberski, near side, shot comes in, blocked out in front. Still loose and it's covered. And I believe a penalty is coming up, is going down on the play. Was Todd Pasick. Good opportunity there for Brian McAleer. So an interference call coming to Buffalo, going to the box is Joe Gaz. And the AAHA goes on the power play for the second time. They're 0 for 1. They give up a shorthanded goal. Face-off is down. One back to the point now for Bader. Bader has room. Bader with a wrist shot deflection. Scores! Big deflection out in front. 10:19 left to go in the third, and it's now 11-6. We'll give credit to the goal of Todd Pasick. That's his third of the game, his fifth of this playoff. Still a long road to go here, 11-6 in favor of Buffalo. But the way this game has gone, again, every team can make a run. And cleared all the way down. No icing will be called, though. And Buffalo comes back. Here is Butterworth. Nick Butterworth up ahead now for O'Donnell. Bob O'Donnell trying to pass forward. Trying to connect with Rain Butterworth, who taps further into the zone, but Bader cuts him off. Bader to the far side. Tap forward. Trying to one-hand it ahead. Controlled now, though, by Kennedy. Kennedy across for Bader. Bader reverses into the corner, getting there first will be Hamilton. Brian Hamilton thrown out in front. Bouncing puck goes all the way back to the point here. Coniglio has some trouble controlling, ends up in the corner. Backhands it around to the far side. And this is Hamilton once again. Hamilton into the circle, takes a shot, blocked down, save, rebound, stuffed, and then covered up by the netminder Murphy. And play stopped with 9:20 left to go in the third period. An 11-6 lead for the Buffalo Warriors. So a 2-goal run here, by the way, by the AAHA. They're going to need just a little bit more than that to try to get back in this game. Face-off is down and controlled by the AAHA. But on the forecheck here, trying to clear away, comes out to center ice. Good forecheck by Charles. Got to stop things, but here comes the AHA. Low 2-on-1 if they hurry. Trying to lift out in front. Had his stick held a bit was Bader. Nothing called on that as he did have Dan San Giorgio out in front. But here's Hughes. Hughes throws across off a leg. Into the corner now for San Giorgio. San Giorgio dumped now for Hughes. Hughes with a nice cut. Trying to cut back in front of the backhand. But skating through is Niemiec to clear to the far side and out to center ice. 8:40 left to go in the third period. This is Bill Kennedy. Scored once yesterday. Nothing on the board just yet in this one. Murphy drops it off nicely for San Giorgio. Nice toe drag move. San Giorgio trying to go to the forehand. Throws it across, but unable to connect with Levesque. It is kept in the zone, though, by the AHA. We've found some renewed purpose, down by only 5 now. But now controlled here by Kennedy. Kennedy up the near side for Wells. Wells moves in, trying to beat Buffalo on a change. Wells trying to move to the forehand. Knifed off a stick, but he follows it back behind the cage. Wells throws out in front. Shot comes in. Kick save by Stewart. Rebound is slapped out of play as it went to the far side, and then Wells tried to get a shot on, but it was deflected by Fred Trunzo. Play is stopped with 8:05 left to go in the third period. Face off to the right of Will Stewart. Levesque wins the draw back, coming in Wells, trying to avoid a dive, backhand try, bouncing puck saved by Stewart. Goes into the corner now for Hughes. Brian Hughes with it. Looking sharp angle, the shot goes off the leg of the defenseman Muff. Taken over by Hughes once again. Hughes with a shot that goes just wide. Levesque into the corner. He throws out in front. Couple of deflections. Still loose, but now skated away by Russell Muff. And up now for Tipton. Tipton lofts it up ahead, intercepted by Wells. Wells runs into his own man, Pasick. That allows Buffalo to take control of the puck. Here's Delaney. Dumped into the zone, but only as far as Levesque, though. Levesque across the near side. Trying to catch up with it. Here is Hughes. Moving in 1-on-4. Hughes settles, then fires, and it goes wide. Todd Pasick into the corner. Pasick looking out in front. Throws it there, but it's skated away by Muff. Muff trying to get out to center ice. Leaves it now for Coniglio. Coming in 3-on-2. Coniglio with some speed. Cuts across, but a good defensive play by Kennedy. Followed up, though, by Tipton. Out in front side of the net. Diving to try to cover as the netminder Murphy. But it's cleared away by the defense. Trying to jump to keep in was Butterworth. Under 7 minutes to go here in the third period. Buffalo carrying an 11-6 lead. Intercept here by Levesque. Could be a 2-on-1 for the AHA. Levesque moves in and fires, and it goes wide. Good opportunity there. Thrown towards the cage by his own man. That was Coniglio trying to clear it back behind with the side of the net. Luckily for him, he didn't get it on goal. It's chopped up ahead by Buffalo. Chasing down is Rain Butterworth. But coming back here is Dylan Bader. Bader into the corner. Trying to dump up ahead, but it's intercepted by Hamilton. Hamilton back behind the cage. Hamilton into the corner. All the way back to the point. Here is Butterworth with a wrist shot, and that goes wide. 6:15 left to go, third period. 11-6 lead for the Buffalo Warriors. This is the standing amputee championship game here at the USA Disabled Hockey Festival. This is Josh Perversi coming in 2-on-2. Lost it across for himself. Now for Bader. Bader with some room with a shot. Blocker save by Stewart. Ends up back behind the net. Still digging at it is Bader. And cleared around to the near side. Pinching in Kaminsky. Tries a shot, fanned on it. Ends up in the corner now as Kevin Bridge will try to clear around. Hops over the stick of Kaminsky and out to center ice. Coming over to help out is Brian Hughes. Hughes under pressure from Rain Butterworth. He's able to gain the line. Cuts across into the zone with some speed. Murphy with a shot. Scores! Brian Hughes with a great run. His second goal of the game. His fourth of the playoff round. And with 5:35 left to go in the third period, it's now 11-7 Buffalo. So a 3-goal run now for the AHA. Normally a 4-goal disadvantage with 5:35 left to go in regulation. Maybe too much to handle, but the way this game is going offensively, I wouldn't put it past the AHA. Here's Hughes with it. Chops it up ahead. Bouncing puck. Kept in the zone, though, by Delaney. Delaney will try to backhand back behind. Does a good job reaching out. Comes up, and now it's going to be a 2-on-2. Here is Paversky. Paversky drops it down for McAleer. Tries to catch up with the puck. McAleer turns and tries to fire it. It goes towards the cage, but it's gloved down. McAleer has it once again. Poked away from him. Coming over to help out is Bader. Bader up looking for McAleer. Into the corner, intercepted by Delaney. And he'll clear to center ice. Race for the puck, possible breakaway. Moving in here is Sank. Sank cuts wide, trying to avoid the dive. Good job there by Hughes to cut him off. And it's controlled down by the AHA. Here's Bader, reaching back. Bader will try to move in, 2-on-2. Bader into the zone, tries the nutmeg move. It works. Bader cuts across. Bader with a shot that goes just high and wide. Great rush there for Dylan Bader. Here's Buffalo the other way. Tyler Charles tries to tip up ahead, knocked off by Wells. Trying to move right back into the zone. Here's Paversky. Paversky fakes the shot, drops it, and now it's intercepted by Caniglio. Banks forward past Wells. He'll move in 3-on-1. Wells cuts across. Wells moves in, takes the shot, and he scores! It's Nick Caniglio, his second of the game, third of the playoff round. 4:20 left to go in the third, and that ends the AHA run. It's now 12-7 Buffalo. Now it's an even bigger mountain to climb here for the AHA. As moving right back in, here is Muff. Muff with a drive, scores! Russell Muff, his second of the game, the third of the playoff round. 2 quick goals for the Warriors. Makes it 13-7 with 4:13 left to go in the third period. Face-off is down and controlled by Buffalo. This is Nick Caniglio. And he's got 2 goals in the game. And now here comes Buffalo once again into the zone. Thrown across, but skated away by Levesque. It was a low 3-on-1. Now it's a 3-on-2 here for the AHA. Into the zone onside as Wells. Wells on his backhand. Tries it off the post, and it goes out of play as he tried to go short side. Wells is saying that it was deflected by the netminder, but no, it hit all iron. And ended up in the protective netting on the far side. So play stopped with 3:51 left to go here in the third period. A 13-7 lead for the Buffalo Warriors. Face-off comes outside the zone. San Giorgio tries to win it forward and does. Racing in on the forecheck is Pasic. Swept away, though, by Niemiec. And cleared out to center ice off the stick of Kennedy. Kennedy has to race back. Kennedy with it. Cleared around to the far side. Tapped away, trickles out in front. But skated away by Levesque. Levesque, a couple of nice toe drag moves. He'll move in 3-on-2. Levesque cuts across with a shot. Stick save, rebound. Gathered up by the netminder Stewart. And play is stopped with 3:22 left to go in the third period. Fans coming up next here on FastHockey.com. It'll be the USA Hockey Sled National Championship game between the St. Louis Blues and the San Antonio Rampage. And that's coming up next here on FastHockey.com. Approximate start time of 10:15 a.m. Kennedy at center ice, throws it far side for Levesque, the captain of this AHA club. Thrown across, shot comes in, deflected. Trying to gather up as the netminder and does. And he'll hold on, stopping play. 3:09 left to go here in the third period. Face-off to the left of Will Stewart. In to take the draw here is Dan San Giorgio for the AHA. Lifted back to the point. Kennedy bashes it up ahead into the corner, trying to sneak out. Here is Wells. Wells out in front, knifed off his stick. And then trying to clear up the center ice was Charles. Charles trying to get it forward for Bridge. It's intercepted, coming right back into the zone as Wells. Wells has room, and he fires, and that goes high. We've noted throughout the first couple games that we've covered in this tournament, Wells has an absolute rocket. Wells cuts across, knifed off his stick, still has control, keeps it outside the zone, absorbs a hook penalty coming up. It's going to be against Buffalo. Kevin Bridge has a couple of words for Wells, but Bridge is the one going to the box. 2:38 left to go here in the third period. And the AHA will go on the power play for the third time. They are 1 for 2, and they've given up a shorthanded goal. Got a 13-7 lead for Buffalo. Again, they've elected to keep it at 11-7 on the scoreboard for some reason. Face-off is down. Wells taps it across here for Pasick. He lost control of the puck. It's lifted forward by Tipton. Taken now by Dave Levesque. Levesque is a good stick handler. He'll move in. 3-on-2. Throws it across. Backhand try. Blocked down. As trying to grab it with San Giorgio. On the forecheck is Pasick. Collides with Tipton. Coming back to help out is Caniglio. He finds some room, and he'll clear to the line. Wells at center ice. Has to wait for his mates to come onside. Dumps it near side. That's offsides. As Pasick just couldn't wait. 2:09 left to go in the third period. 1:31 remaining in the AHA power play. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on FastHockey.com. We're at the Iceland Arena in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Tom Williams here with the call. This is part of the 2013 USA Disabled Hockey Festival. Bit of an equipment issue with the netminder for Team USA. He took off his left pad. I'm not sure if the referee's going to let him play like that. I do believe that that left leg is his prosthetic. And the AHA is going to call a timeout so the netminder Murphy can fix up the pad. And again, even though it's the prosthetic, I don't think you want to let the goaltender play without a pad. So they're going to try to strap it back on, I believe. So 2:09 left to go in the third period. 1:31 left to go here in the AHA power play. A 13-7 deficit for the AHA. Buffalo leading. Tons of goals in this one. Again, not quite what we expected. As before this game, Buffalo had only given up 4 goals. And they gave up 4 in the first period against this AHA club. While the AHA, they were high scoring throughout, except for that loss against Buffalo on Thursday. But they also gave up a ton of goals as well, winning their games by scores of 12-6, 10-7, and 10-5. So you kind of knew that the AHA would give up goals and maybe get their share, but Buffalo, usually very strong. As the goaltender has been pulled by the USA, or by AHA rather. Extra attackers on, sound 6-on-4, thrown out in front, trying to tip it on goal, but it's saved. Rebound, side of the net. And it is covered up by the netminder Stewart as the AHA tried to celebrate. So 1:56 left to go in the third period. It is a 6-goal deficit for the AHA, but they have pulled their netminder. And I don't think Murphy's pad can be fixed quickly enough, so they figured, what the heck, let's pull him. As a shot comes in, that's blocked down. Skated away, and Tipton will clear all the way down. Chasing back here is Kennedy. Kennedy has control. Kennedy passed dangerously out in front of his own cage. Intercepted there by Hamilton. Hamilton tended to dump towards the empty net, but instead it bounced around the near side and controlled by Hughes. Hughes, 2 goals on the game for the AHA. He'll move in, looking for goal number 3. Cuts across. Hughes has it with a shot saved by Stewart. Hughes gets it back. Hughes looking to cut out in front. Goes back to the point now for Kennedy. Kennedy trying to avoid a couple of blocking slides, and now here comes Hamilton. Hamilton moves to center ice, gains the line. Hamilton takes his time, throws it over now for Trunzo. Trunzo looking for goal number 4, knocked off his stick, still follows up. Shot comes in, that's blocked away. 1 minute left to go in the third period, 22 seconds remaining in the power play for the AHA. Pass forward now for McAleer. McAleer, 5-on-2. Drops it off now for Levesque. Levesque comes in with a shot, save. Rebound covered up by Stewart. And play is stopped 49.4 seconds left to go in the third. 12 seconds remaining in the AAHA power play. Face-off will be to the left of Will Stewart. I'm going to take the draw as Popersky. One to the half boards. Pitching in here is Hughes. Hughes dumped back to the point. Kaminsky turns and fires. Just missed the far side post. Kept alive here by Wells. Cross near side. Kaminsky tries again. Deflection save. Rebound skated away and cleared around the near side by Huser. Power play expires. Another shot comes in. That gets blocked wide. As Kaminsky trying everything in his power to get something on goal. Kaminsky comes up with it. Into the corner now for Hughes. Hughes throws it out in front. Goes off a leg. Trying to corral his Pasic. Chopped out to the line. Wells reaches back and he'll dump ahead. But it goes off a leg. 17 seconds left as the power play has expired. Trying to move in here is Muff. Muff towards the empty net. Drops it off. Trying the shot there was Hamilton, but it's knocked away. As he kind of fanned on it, and here comes Hughes. 5 seconds left. Coming in. 3-on-2. Tries a shot. Goes off a leg. Back behind the cage. And that will do it. Buffalo wins it by a final score of 13-7. They have won the 2013 USA Disabled Hockey Festival Standing Amputee Division. So congratulations to the Buffalo Warriors. Here are your goal scorers in this one. For the Buffalo Warriors, 3 goals each for Fred Trunzo and Paul Tipton. 2 goals each for Nick Coniglio, Russell Muff, Nick Butterworth, and 1 goal each. It does not look like there were any single goal scorers except for Rain Butterworth. For the AAHA, 3 goals for Todd Pasic, 2 for Brian Hughes, 1 each for Dylan Bader and Dan San Giorgio. The AAHA ends up 1 for 3 on the power play, giving up 1 shorthanded goal, while Buffalo 1 for 1 on the power play. They finish up the tournament 5-0, and they win the championship. Congratulations to the Buffalo Warriors. Great game, though, for the AAHA. And after losing 6-0 on Thursday, they could have just came to this game and folded up. But they challenged. At one point, they led in the first period by a